Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode. Today, we've got Vrinda on the podcast. Why don't you just start with introducing yourself?
Hi guys, I'm Vrinda. I make content on Instagram. I have like two accounts, Vri Tries Finance and Thoughts with Vri. That's about it. I study in Christ University Central Campus. You probably know me as the girl that, I don't know, advocates for Christ University, but yeah, I also make content about finance, so that's about it.
Yeah, her finance content is doing really well on Instagram. And
Touch wood.
yeah, touch wood.
No, it's okay.
And yeah, I've been following you for like a pretty long time. And you started the finance wala to much later, but the videos did really well. So where did you get like the idea of the finance part, or like are you genuinely interested in finance? Are you planning to pursue that field, or is it just
So everybody in my family has been inclinated towards finance, right? But I always saw it and I was like, shit, bro, it's like too many numbers. It's very technical and I don't like that. So I was like, I want to do something a little different. Maybe I can add like my own little twist to finance. And maybe if I can start creating videos that are a little bit more Gen Z friendly and stuff like that. And that's precisely why I started out on my account as well. So that's about it. I don't know where I'm going with the account because I see other finance creators and I'm like, oh, itna sab karna padta
No,
hai.
but your A to Z finance wala
Terms.
series, yeah, A to Z wala terms wala series was doing really well, and I am pathetic at finance, which is the whole reason why like मेरे से maths वगैरह नहीं होती है properly. But I was like watching your reels and I was like, let me just try to understand. And I tried to like watch your a few of your reels properly, like the finance wala, and I still didn't understand much.
I'll tell you like
Because of
a lot.
how bad I am at it.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't think I'm doing like great enough job myself yet because I feel like finance in general, no offense to any guy that's watching this, it's a very male dominated field right now, and everything that is in finance is overhyped, bro. It's not even that deep. I'm being very honest with you. The numbers, I feel like it's too exaggerated. It's too like, oh, this shit is hard. Like it's not. So I wanted to, like diverse and see like what the field is like to
Make it
actually,
simpler.
yeah, to like tell people, you know what, it's not that deep. Like it really isn't that deep. So
That makes sense.
probably one day we'll get there. I've been watching your content. I saw one of your videos in I think Church Street, and I was like, he's doing a good job because I like that a lot. I like that video a lot. And then I figured that you're from my college as well. And then when you texted me,
that Church Street wala reel, I had posted that last year-ish, and it went so viral that not only in Christ, but I was walking around SG Palia once randomly, and random Christ sites used to come to be like, you're that Church Street wala guy. I'm like, finally a speck of how it feels like to be a celebrity. But yeah, that's a video that a lot of people watched of mine.
yeah, but I mean that's still better. Whenever people like come in Christ and they approach me and they're like, "You're that girl that makes videos like this," now and I was like, I was like, they don't know anything about my content. They just know the angle that I make videos at is at that. So yeah, I mean that's about it.
No, but I'll tell you one thing. Like this is a compliment mostly. I believe I have a really good idea of how content creation should be. Action I haven't taken much in my life, so I get that like why my views aren't really good or my followers aren't a lot. But like I've been scrolling a lot on Instagram, like just to see what kind of reels are working, what kind of creators are doing well right now, and there's a whole lot of creators on Instagram right now just creating reels because the lock-in, or we're creating reels to see how many followers we'll get and all that. And compared to how many of those reels I've watched and your reels really do have that attention grabbing part in it. Like whenever I watch your reels, like I feel like someone will genuinely stop while scrolling and actually watch the whole thing.
Oh, thank you so
Be
much.
it the finance wala, account wala, or the thoughts with Brie. So
Thank you
that
so
is something that you really do have. So and okay, so next question would be: are you like actually planning to, like, if it works out, what's your plan with content creation? Are you genuinely passionate about it? Where do you see yourself going with it?
In the next 5 years. So honestly, I've given myself like a timeline as well. I started creating content on my thoughts with Brie like 1 year back, and I was like, I'm giving myself like 3 years. It's make it or break it. If this works out, well and good. If it doesn't,
Okay.
we're all on a floating piece of rock in outer space. It isn't really that deep. But where I see myself with the content, honestly, I don't see myself going. Like, I don't want to put too much. I always loved talking in front of a camera. Like, I just love talking. So I want to do that without the expectation of like, oh, people are going to watch. This is what people are going to like. I'm not creating for people as, I don't know, as controversial as that is. I'm creating only because I like creating and because I like talking, yapping. That's precisely it. So if it blows up, well and good. But if it doesn't, then I don't really care. It's okay. It's chill.
Okay. And what field are you looking for, like apart from content creation, after your college and everything?
So I always want to work in, I've always wanted to work in like finance and like mergers and acquisition and stuff like that, private equity mergers and
Okay.
finance. I mean, mergers and acquisition. But again, I feel like there's a lot of scamish, that is happening in those areas as well. But I've always wanted to be a finance girly or finance bro. So
Okay,
let's see where that goes.
That's
What
really
about you,
good.
Aaqib?
So I've been passionate about this content creation thing for a long time. Like my first video went on YouTube in 2017. Like that's since then I've been making YouTube videos on and off. Like it's been to a point where after that, in 2017 was my first video. I've seen creators start in 2018, 2019, and now they're like millionaires and billionaires because obviously they maintain that consistency. But I was always like, oh, kabhi post karna hai, kabhi nahi karna. But it's so hilarious. Like, do you know Ishan Sharma?
I know Ishan
Ishan Sharma
He stays in
started
an
in
apartment.
2020,
Yeah.
and I started in 2017. Like obviously, I love his work and he's hardworking and all that. But it was so crazy to me at that time I've been following him since he was at like 100 subscribers.
Same. I was following Ishan Sharma since he was like at 100.
Ayush Shukla as well, and then Beer Bicep started like 2 years before me.
Correct.
So I'm really passionate in this field, and not just content creation part, like filmmaking, acting. These are the fields that I'm really passionate about. Apart from that, like in academic wise, it's marketing. So I'm also just seeing where it goes again, as you said.
Oh shit! I think I should have. Yeah.
That's it. So I'm also just seeing where it goes. I'm also just doing it for the sake of my passion. If people are enjoying my content, then I'm happy. If they're not, well and good.
Yeah, I mean, I feel I've seen like a bunch of your content I saw like on your Instagram and all, and I always thought he has like a lot of potential, but he's not consistent with it. Is there any reason why you're like not consistent with your content?
It's always just been procrastination, I think.
Really?
I think I'm finally saying this out loud.
No.
All my friends also know it. It's just because of procrastination. Like every day I used to be like, okay, ये idea है, बनाता हूँ करके कभी बनता ही नहीं.
I'll give you one tip, not like I made it or anything, but I feel like what works on Instagram is like unplanned, raw, just be like your most unauthentic self. And I feel like
That's
people will click because it's
now.
always like 144p wale jo videos of like quality, low quality ones. They blow up, they work out, and like the heavily edited, the orchestrated, the scripted ones, they don't usually
work out. Yeah.
So honestly, just pick up your camera and just start yapping. Like easier said than done. Because
no, I agree with that.
I found it really hard to be consistent myself, like off late. But I think there are really phases to it. Like I feel like now there's no again, this might be a controversial take. There's no possibility for a creator to be big now. Like everybody has their own little corner of the internet, and they're like chilling in that corner of the internet and all that. But for a content creator to be big, you need to. There has to be some virality, this thing to you that will stay, because now it's like, do you know that singer who sings like really badly? The Darshan singer or something.
No.
He sings really badly. Okay. And like he's been doing that for like 3-4 years now. But
I think I know who you're talking about. I think I've seen it. Like the guy who sings like koi to one of the songs.
Very tacky.
Yeah. But he got viral because of the fact that he sings badly.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, I think I've seen.
So like, but like, तुम कितनी देर तक वही करके like लोगों को I really like his content, like no offense, no hate or anything. तुम कितनी देर तक वही करोगे? So it's a very find your corner of the internet, and if you make it big, good for you,
No, with Instagram I've really realized this, that as you said, that no one can be really big anymore.
Correct.
Because everyone is creating content and everyone is creating their own personal brand, so everyone has something. No one is going to be like that next big thing.
Correct.
And for that, I think people who are playing the long game and also doing YouTube and then making a business out of it, they can maybe go towards that. But people who are just chasing trends will be like on and off, on and off, on and off. Like there's so many creators who probably went viral 2 years ago, but now they're not
irrelevant.
They're irrelevant right now. That's true. Like with you, are you planning to? Now that you're giving it a try, are you gonna try to make it long term, or are you just playing viral trends and all that?
I feel like I want to. So there's this influencer, I don't know, I think I'll give you his like number I mean his ID later. You can maybe tag him somewhere on the screen. He's doing a great fucking job. So he does. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. He does like motivational content, and I really like that. Like the way it is very something he told recently was, no, not Arpit Sharma, but there's this very niche guy. He's very like he has like 12K followers or something, and his reels are always hard hitting. That's that's something I think I want to do with my content. Like, I don't want it to always be like hee hee ha ha. Like, I wanted to add some value into people's life. Like, recently he had this reel where he told every defeat is psychological if it's not death. So when you're like going through reels and you see something, you're like, whoa. You're like, shit, like what happened? So I want to do something like that as well. I don't want it to be like, भाई आज मेरे college में ये हो गया, ये मेरे college में ये हो गया. वो तो हर किसी के college में रोज ही होता रहेगा. But I want to do something that's a little bit like,
you want to make good content.
Yeah, I want to make content that uplifts people, and that's like they think Gen Z is very like, yeah, they don't care about their life, like they're just very like,
Yeah, let's move to Gen Z topic. What do you think about Gen Z?
I feel like we're the most misunderstood generation of all times. We literally are, because everybody thinks that we're trying to while away, we're like giving up on our lives, but we're the only generation that's, I think, taken our lives so seriously. That being said, there's obviously sects of people that are, always like different, and to each their own. Bhai, like zindagi choti, do whatever. Correct, exactly. Do what you want, but I think we're the only generation so far that is actually adding value to the economy. That's actually adding value somewhere. We're the only generation that are vocal, that is woke about things that so many, like for women especially, we've been oppressed. But like, and now there's finally conversation, and men are joining that conversation. There's Gen Z men who are actively talking about like, suppression in women and all of that. That's crazy.
Yeah, the amount of changes that we are bringing, because like, the word woke, right? So my dad didn't really know about the word woke, and I sat with him once and I explained the word to him, because like I have been influenced by American YouTubers and Indian YouTubers both a lot. And with our generation, what I've noticed is that there's so many things that the kind of realizations, the kind of learnings that our parents had in their late 20s, we are having them in our like early 20s. And
absolutely,
like I had it probably at like 19.
Correct.
Obviously someone who's 26 will be like, oh, bahut baki hai life mein seekhna.
Correct.
I know that, but the kind of understanding of life that you got to work hard, you got to do this, you got to do that, that kind of things that we got at this age. And that is, I think, solely because of the fact that we have our entire world's access on our fingertips.
Absolutely.
Like I was so this time when I had gone home, I sat with my mom and she was like, just कि तू पढ़ाई क्यों नहीं कर रहा है and all that, and some topic we were having, okay, and I just took her phone and I opened Chat GPT and I started asking questions from my mom's perspective to Chat GPT about our generation. And I just showed it to her and she was like reading it and she was like so surprised कि like ये क्या है, like she doesn't get all of that. And it's understandable, right? Because we are the ones who are growing up with AI, with Google, with YouTube. We have been literally fed almost social media since such a young age that we are seeing YouTubers who are sitting in America. Like our parents didn't have access to that kind of, worldwide web kind of things. So because of that, the kind of knowledge that we have, the kind of, mindset that we have is, I think, very different. And it's misunderstood as well because some people use it in a bad way, and some people who are using it in a good way are also not being taken that seriously as well.
Makes sense.
What's your perspective about that?
So I feel like everything that I've learned about, let's say, breaking, like, I don't know, patriarchal norms or anything in general, it is because of exposure to like TikTok, to Reels. So I watch a lot of psychological content and I enjoy watching that type of content. And I've realized that most of my, I think, foundational, this thing about like opinions and all, it's formulated from what I've learned from people on the internet. And to that, I'm really grateful. And as far as ChatGPT goes, right, I'm actively trying my best not to use ChatGPT because I genuinely feel like my brain capacity is being hampered. Like I'm not even kidding. Like my first instinct when I was given a prompt in life in general was not to put it on ChatGPT. It was to think, yaar, ye kya ho sakta hai, iska kya ho sakta hai. Recently, I was watching Dhadak 2. Dhadak 2 mein, they gave a scenario in their law class and they were like, imagine, it was entirely like a story and like, imagine this happens. It was something about ethics and morality. My first instinct was, let me ChatGPT this. And I was like, it is about ethics and morality. How am I ChatGPTing this? Like, this is something I should be thinking about on my own. So I think
it's a subjective topic, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm actively trying to curb my usage of ChatGPT and other AI platforms. And I mean, that's something, if you go to professors, they'll be like, you're lying. There's no way you're doing
That's exactly what I'm talking about. The kind of thought process that we put into stuff actively. Like, I was scrolling reels for the past 2 days endlessly, and so many times I just stood up and I'm like, Aaqib, like I'm talking to myself. Okay, there's no one in my flat, and inside my head I'm having a conversation with myself that, Aaqib, what are you doing? You've been scrolling reels for the past 1 hour consistently. Can you just put your phone down and do something productive? And this is actually today morning. And then I stood up, I cleaned my bedroom, I put all my clothes, some I just shoved them there because you can't be that good. And then I cleaned my hall. So that kind of thought process that we have, I don't think the previous generations had that much. And that is, I guess,
but I also feel like we're still coming from a place of privilege, right? Our previous generations probably didn't experience that, so for them it was always like a constant fight of just surviving. So they never really had the, I think, the freedom to sit and think about articulating their thoughts and stuff like that. So probably that. But having said that, you've lived 50 whole years, man, on planet Earth, so might as well put some effort into thinking in general. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, this about what you just said. My dad had this perspective a while ago, which I think many of our parents probably do have. Is that the fact that depression is just a mindset and it's not a real thing. Now, as much as I do partially agree with it, I don't partially agree with it as well, because depression is ideally this also, right?
Medical.
Yeah, medical condition as well. But the other thing that I was one thinking about, that my dad used to tell me that हम लोग के ज़माने में कोई डिप्रेशन वगैरह नहीं होता था. हम लोग को अगर कुछ स्ट्रेस हो गया, दोस्त लोग से मिल लिया, and you just all go. And when you actually think about it on a deeper level, that was solely because of the fact that, again, as you said, we come from privilege, right? So we have that privilege of actually acknowledging our emotions, calling out our emotions and telling them to our parents as well. वो time पे they were just about survival. And उसके पहले, like my dada and dadi generation, that was completely just survival. They came just their generation was just after after India got independence. So their whole mindset was just कि यार कुछ पैसे कमाना है, बच्चों को खाना खिलाना है. And then came our parents, who got slightly more, but again they weren't as privileged as we are. So that is really true. Whatever thoughts and that thing we have, it comes solely from a place of privilege as well.
That's true. And I mean, honestly, you worked hard to give us this privilege, so might as well let us bask in its glory.
Yeah.
So let us, But that being said, like, doesn't mean we like stop and like we don't explore our potential. Of course we will. But like you mentioned as well, like वो अंदर से voice आता ही है, like क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं, क्या कर रही हूँ मैं life को लेके, and वो अच्छा ही है ना if it's coming. But yeah.
That's true. So tell me this. I want to talk to you about women's perspective about men. Like, so how do I frame this question? So basically I was having a conversation with my younger brother when I went home, and I was just explaining to him how, you got to be respectful. So he's in an all boys school and all that, so he's not really meeting any females and all, and I know that as well because I was born and brought up in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
So for the first 7 to 8 years of my life, I had no female interaction, like at all. I was in an all boys school, and then I moved to Dubai, and then udhar I had girls all around me, and I was like, okay, how do I even talk to them? Because when you come from an all boys school, you just don't know how to talk to them, let alone how you look at them. You just don't know how to talk
to them.
What is your perspective about like the kind of guys you want in your life, the kind of friends that you have, and the kind of qualities that you really admire in guys?
Okay, I'll tell you one thing. I feel like guys in general, the kind of guys, my typical ideal, honestly, the bar is in hell. As long as he doesn't cheat, doesn't shout, doesn't hit me, I'm good. You can, the bar is there. I feel like
bare minimum at this point.
If he gets me class, I'm good. If he doesn't hit me, I'm good.
Why did the bar stoop so low?
You should ask yourself. You should ask the rest of the. I mean, having said that, like, not all men.
Not all men.
This is again like the context that I'm talking in. There's a lot of I've had like my friends who have had wonderful relationships with their better halves or whatever. But me personally, I've not been in a relationship ever in my 19 years because I feel like I don't know what I want myself yet. There's a lot of internal work that I need to do. See, if men just start thinking like this, they should work on themselves internally first, then traumatize women. I've seen girls, and you know what is really sad? Like, if you're with a guy that's manipulative, that's toxic, right? First of all, he'll be overly insecure in himself. He'll make the other girl also insecure to the point where she cannot even get out of the relationship. So it's easier for like bystanders to just be like, "अरे toxic है, छोड़ दे." उसको पता है बहन छोड़ना easy नहीं है उसको. Right? There's a pain in the ass to deal with. So my advice to any guy that's watching this: if you're insecure, work on yourself. If you cannot look for a girlfriend when you want momming to be done. You cannot look for a girlfriend when you need to be therapied. Please, if you don't have access to therapy, please sit yourself. There's a lot of, like we mentioned, there's plethora of resources on the internet. Go search up and fix your issues.
I have a conversation with Chat GPT itself at this point. So many people who use that as a therapist now.
Yeah, I mean, see, again, those are like lines. But I feel like the basic minimal conversations कि यार मैंने ये सही क्या गलत क्या Chat GPT को पूछ ही सकते हो. Again, it is a very controversial take, but
no, it's fair enough. Like I've seen those kind of guys, and I've seen girls deal with these kind of guys, and then they themselves get damaged, and then the cycle keeps carrying on because apparently this thing is so there that hurt people. कहीं तो मैंने ये सुना था, and that is true because if I got hurt by someone else, there's a kind of image in my head that I have towards relationships, and then I will unknowingly pass that on to someone else who probably doesn't deserve it. That is very true. Men really need to work on themselves.
No, I mean, there is obviously women also need to like actively work on it. It's not like a men or a women issue. I think it's very gender, very specific. Cheating has been on the rise. Situationships, contactships, God knows what. Everything's been on the rise.
As much as our generation is doing good on one side, we're really messing up this aspect of life.
I feel like the question of like compatibility, commitment is just, and I don't want to sound like, I feel like I have like terrible commitment issues myself. Like I'm like, 19 years, I was just working on myself. No, I also have like commitment issues because I feel like I can't commit to a dude and be like, you know what, I see the rest of my life with you. So, I mean, that shouldn't be on this list. I don't think, but I feel like we're all just so scared of commitment because we all got like hurt once, probably at like 18 or 19. We had that one relationship that like caused us to spine. Oh shit, Aaqib, did I do one?
We cannot talk about those nerves. That's true though.
And it's just like, and then all of us collectively just gave up. And like it's easier said than done to just give love a chance, but really, should we?
Because of the fact that we're so privileged and we think about ourselves so much, which our parents didn't. So it was not easier, but they used to have relationships that used to not be so complicated. Basically, as generations are going forward, as so much information overload ho raha hai, we're just getting more complicated as human beings. Like much more complicated than our previous generations.
I feel like them also, no, they knew like a set group of people, like, acha, isme shaadi karni hai, is caste se karni hai, wo. Now we know like 110 guys. There's Tinder, there's Bumble, there's like girls and guys. So like we have like a lot of choices. There's all they, them, he, her, she, they, everybody's there. And
LGBTQ.
I am pro LGBTQ by the way, guys. But there's a lot of like options that we have like to choose from now. So it's really just like, if you have so much choice, like, I mean, when everything's not apple, why would you want to, when you have like a basket of fruits, of course you wouldn't go for an apple. Oh shit, that's controversial.
Controversial topics.
But I mean, honestly, explore, like, see what you like, but don't do it at the expense of the other person's heart getting this thing. Like, clarify expectations. Like, if you don't, again, this is also very controversial, but if both of you don't want something long term and you're just exploring, seeing what you people like and don't like, if it's consensual from both sides, then okay, go ahead. But if not, that other guy wants something long term and you're like, nahi, I'm so ding dong ditching, then that's not going to work. So that's
communication, basically. Correct. Communication is key.
Before you get into anything. And when, like, once you get into something and they're all of a sudden, they're like, oh no, I know you're going to be the mother of my kids, like, leave, babe. Pack your bags and leave. But always, like, make your expectations clear, and I think you should be good.
And more than communication, comprehension is also key. Like, if, let's say I'm communicating and the girl is not comprehending what I'm communicating, then there's no faida of me communicating also. So, because I read this quote somewhere that as much as communication is important in a relationship, comprehension is equally important.
Precisely.
Because if the other person is not comprehending what you're trying to say and she's still holding on to that expectation that, oh no, you know what, I'll heal you or something, that kind of stuff.
I'll fix you
then, oh my god. that is that's so true.
You cannot fix anybody. All the fixing needs to be done either in the womb or by themselves. Like, you cannot please.
The woman you buy, then it has to be done by themselves.
Yeah, literally. Like, just don't
go in a self-improvement spiral, bro. Like, understand yourself.
Absolutely. Bro, I think it's so sexy when like a girl or a guy knows who they are as a person. And like when they know like where their ethics are, where their morals are, like that's the sexiest thing for like anybody, bro. I feel like to pursue. Like, oh, this person has shit
Figured out.
This shit person has the shit figured out, and that's so attractive. That's like I want to be. And bro, like everything is more Maya. Like everything is going to leave, but what is not going to leave is you, your content, and who you are as a person. So build upon that. Build upon that. Be that person.
Some very wise words.
I copied it off the internet, but
still the fact that you remember what do you think the stuff that I'm saying is so original.
No, nothing that comes in my brain is original.
Steal like an artist.
Exactly.
Steal like an artist.
It's all just fabricated from here.
Yeah.
And like,
everything that we know is inspired from something or the other.
Literally.
There is no originality in this world anymore, and I don't think there will ever be as well.
I feel like
something will stem out from something or the other.
Absolutely. The only originality that happened was when wheels were invented, because that time you didn't have like anything to look for inspiration. Now you have, and if you have inspiration, if I look at let's say Donald Trump, and I look at somebody who's actually done good in their life, APJ Abdul Kalam, for example, I'm obviously going to choose to take inspiration from APJ Abdul Kalam, and so be it. You know? Oh shit, Donald, political ho gaya ye to. Let's cut that out. But yeah, that's about it. What do you look for like in women? Like, what is
interesting?
No. What do you look for in women? Like, what do you think is your idea of women these days, and like, what are you looking for?
Okay, I'll be like very honest. Okay, so what do I look for in a woman? Honestly, the qualities that I really just admire is honesty and the girl knowing themselves. Because I've met so many girls in my life. I'm not gonna specify college life, just in my life, and like I'm not specifying anything as well, but just the kind of people that I've looked that they're not really self-aware. Basically, self-awareness that is something that's really missing, not only in girls but in guys as well. But obviously, I've noticed it in girls. And that is something that I really admire when someone has, like, if the girl knows what her good qualities are, what her red flags are. Even if, like, see, I truly believe that everyone has red flags.
Absolutely.
Everyone has them. There's no one perfect.
Absolutely.
The fact that you embrace them, you communicate them properly, and you try to work on them.
Correct.
And trying to work on them is a lifelong process.
Absolutely.
It's not gonna be like, yaar, ek saal mein mera ye red flag chale jayega, to-do list mein hat jayega. No. You gotta work on them throughout your life. But if you're having a partner in your life, you should be able to communicate to him that, yaar, this is some meri buri aadat hai. In the heat of the moment, you tell him also. Like, even if you're fighting with him, you tell him, this is my problem. You gotta embrace it, because, we're a thing now, or something like that. That is something that I truly admire in women. Like, just the fact that they're self-aware, the fact that they're honest.
Oh my God, that's
these two things, if the girl has, then like, sahi hai. Because then, then it's not just partner ki baat. Then you can be best friends. And if you're best friends with someone, then
I'm going to add on to that. Exactly. I'm going to add on to that. Like, a lot of people, they think of relationships and they're like, यार 4 साल इसके साथ कैसे बिताऊंगी, बोर हो जाऊंगी, 5 साल कैसे बिताऊंगी. You never get bored of your best friend. You know that person.
Exactly.
You've known that person for like how many other years, and you never get bored with them, right? But I feel like when you start approaching relationships as friendships, as best friendships, then that's when it becomes easier. Obviously, best friendships with certain added benefits, but like when you minus that, when you deduct that from the entire equation, you're still like, you're two best friends, bro. Like,
very true.
Life is, there's 8 billion people on the planet, and 7 billion are cues off here. The remaining 1 billion connections banao yaar ek dusre se.
Exactly. If you got to like sustain a relationship with someone, best friend hona bahut zaruri hai.
Exactly. Otherwise, it's very hard.
Right. I had gone home recently, and my dada and dadi have been like staying with us. And my dad was telling us over dinner, like separate me, he was telling me and my mom how my dada and dadi sit on like the same sofa in the same hall, and they don't use phones. They're like just praying or just sitting, but they're sitting in silence with each other. And my dad just looks at my mom and he's like, hey, the day when we both can just sit in silence with each other and just not talk, but not be bothered by each other's presence, that's the day I'll know our marriage is properly made. And that is actually so true. Like, I read this thing somewhere as well. I saw this reel that this best friend was telling his best friend that you are a very useless friend. Okay. Now, initially that sounds like a insult.
Correct.
But when let's say I say that to him, okay, you're like useless friend. What does that basically mean is that even if he's just sitting here and I have no use out of him, I'm enjoying his company.
Absolutely.
Like before you came, we both were just sitting on the couch and he was just scrolling reels. I was just scrolling reels. Okay. He was useless. I was also useless. But that fact alone just shows that we can work out as like good friends, best friends. Like we don't need to talk to each other constantly. We don't need to constantly annoy each other or just just do anything with each other. अगर हम लोग बस एक दूसरे के साथ बैठे हैं, we can enjoy our presence with each other. And that thing alone can show whether, a relationship can work out as well.
Absolutely.
Because so many times there are people who are either constantly craving attention. That's not a bad thing either. But एक understanding जब एक develop हो जाती है ना between two people, that just shows कि वो best friends हो पाएंगे, relationship हो पाएंगे.
Correct. I feel like sitting in silence with somebody, like just their company, their aura is just so like, it's so, I mean, is there something that...
Maybe.
Oh, okay. What did he say? I'm so sorry.
30 minutes.
Oh?
Yeah.
No, so yeah, that's precisely it. So I feel like sitting in silence is when you've like made it, like your dad mentioned. But beyond that also, like the sitting in silence, uske aage telepathy aata hai, when you're able to just look at each other and be like, तेरे दिल में ये चल रहा है, मेरे दिल में ये चल रहा है, just इशारों में बातें हो जाती है और फिर चले जाते हो. I think that's like the pinnacle of making it, like in a relationship for me. Like if I look at you and you're like, oh, इसको भूख लगी, I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is like the guy for me. That's so. Yeah.
You're not having relationships, right?
No, I've not dated. Let's see where it goes, but not right now. Not looking for anything right now. Yeah,
that's good. Honestly, like our generation is. Like majority people of our generation are accepting the fact that we are young and we don't know shit. So we are taking time until we are at an age where we can actually invest in a relationship and give it proper time. So वो एक self awareness की चीज़ is there in our generation.
Correct. I don't want to traumatize like the other guy. I'm being very honest. Like if I get into I know my I think shortcomings. So I don't want to traumatize the other guy. And like I think my biggest red flag is that I don't like texting only. So like if I feel like, is there any shortcoming that you actively recognize in yourself?
In terms of relationships, I don't really know. It's been a while. So I've like forgotten. I've dated, yeah, but it's been a while since my last relationship. But yeah, mine were mostly the fact that after a point I get very possessive. And like very possessive.
Did you?
Yeah, like that kind of possessive. But then while I was in that dating thing also, I was aware that I get very possessive, and I used to like communicate it to her that I am getting very possessive and I'm trying to control it, just like help me out here a bit. So in that way, I am self-aware about all my red flags and my shortcomings. But baki to, yeah, that's all I can say. I think.
I've luckily, like, I've had friends whose like exes have come back to them and been like, oh my god, please take me back in your life. Me, I don't know, none of my guys have ever texted me and been like, Vrinda, please take me back. I think I made it very clear. Like,
parallel universe
and like when we cut it off, we cut it off. That's about it. Like if you reach out to me, you're getting blocked. That's about it. So luckily for me, like no offense to you, but I've not had to deal with a possessive guy. If I will have to deal with a possessive, I will kill myself. I cannot. Like I need my space. I need my this thing. So I also hate it when people make their relationships their entire personality. Like please.
Yeah, that is a big deal.
Please have some personality, please. It is so consuming when you see somebody every conversation leads to he did this, she did this. Like you please calm down. Please go find somebody else to torture, not be me. But yeah, that's about it.
No, with that, it's mostly the people. They do make their whole personality out of it. I've like tried to understand why would someone do that, but it's mostly I don't really know. But yeah, that's a big problem with us as well.
Yeah.
Some people just make कोई छोटी चीज हो जाए तो उसको पूरी personality बना देंगे.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I mean, bold of me to say this when my Instagram is my entire personality, but I mean.
At least it's not about relationship.
Yeah, at least it's not a relationship, but at least it's Instagram, bro. At least it's a little less worse than a relationship. But yeah.
So have you like lived in Bangalore your entire life?
Yes, 18 years, 19 years now.
Born and brought up in
Bangalore.
Like how are the people, since you're like a localite and I've like lived here only for 1 year, have you been to anywhere else? Like not staying in visiting वगैरह?
Yeah, I've visited like a bunch of people, but I'm telling you, nothing compares to Bangalore. Bangalore is the place to be. SG Palya isn't. I'm really sorry. SG Palya is not Bangalore. This is some God knows what, but I'm telling you, Bangalore, Janagar, you go RR Nagar, you come Kanpura side also. It's like it's developing a little bit now. So I'm telling you, all these not underrated obviously, but like go to these places in Bangalore and you'll realize the hospitality. You'll realize the people. there is something about Bangalore that will always pull you back. Like, I think I'm a little biased because I've stayed here, but I've had people who've come here like for 4-5 years and they're like, Bangalore nahi chhod sakte bhai. It's beyond the weather. Like, obviously, people staying in Sarjapur, Whitefield, they'll be like, hey, bhai, ghante ka Bangalore. But for us, it's Bangalore. Like, there is no city in this whole wide world that will compare to Bangalore. Like I mentioned, you can shit on our traffic. You can shit on the Kannadiga, like, oh, Kannada baat kar. But there is something about Bangalore that you can take me out of Bangalore, but you can never take Bangalore out of me.
And that's always going to be there. Now, because like when I shifted here for the entire 1 year, homesickness तो बहुत हो रही थी. So I used to constantly just want to go. I used to be like, I hate this city. India में कहाँ आ गया मैं? दिमाग खराब हो गया ये वो. But for the past 3-4 months, it's been like, so I was again on a call with my dad a while ago, and he was asking me कि घर कब आना है and all that. I was like, थोड़ा time रुक जाओ. He was like, तेरे को क्या Bangalore से प्यार हो गया है क्या? I was like, नहीं यार अभी. And then I actually like since then I've been like thinking about it, and I'm like, I've been an NRI my whole life, okay? And after living in India for 1 year, that first year obviously was hard as hell, but now it's like I'm slowly like really liking it. And I'm very surprised about myself with that, because like I always thought कि यार I'm an NRI, you know, Dubai का बंदा हूँ मैं, मेरे को इंडिया कभी जमेगा नहीं. I will finish my college and I will go back there. Now that I'm actually living here, I'm actually considering and actually thought about it for 100% that अगले 5 to 10 years मेरा इंडिया में ही होने वाला है. Bangalore, Mumbai, it's gonna be like that, because I'm from Mumbai and I want to eventually go there as well and take a taste of their type of people as well. But yeah, that is Bangalore is it's something else.
Bangalore is something else.
Every time I land at the airport and then airport se main nikalta, I just stand there like I'm like some celebrity and I'm like, I take a deep breath and I'm like, this city, I'm back. I want to do that.
Oh my God, yes. I feel like this is a canon event for every Bangalore. Like as soon as you're in the airport and you're on Bangalore side.
And that's never happened when I landed in Dubai or something, by the way.
I'm sorry. Of course it hasn't. Like, of course it's only happening in Bangalore. I will stand and I'll look around and this is my city. Like, I've been like, I'm a North Indian, so I'm like from Rajasthan, Marwadi, but like, I feel like Kannada and all comes more easier to my dad.
You know Kannada?
I know Kannada. I know reading and writing. My talking isn't that fluent. But we're Marwadis, right? But anytime anybody asks me like, oh, I'm North Indian or South Indian, first of all, I don't even believe in that concept. But if I had to like tell, like, bhai, main to Bangalore ki hu. Like, North, South, chodo main Bangalore ki hu. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, Bangalore chicks, like red flags, and I don't care. I don't care. I am Bangalore loud and proud, a Bangalore chick. That's about it.
What is your perspective about this North-South ka jo fight jo hote rehta hai?
It is, as a North Indian, like, who is grown up in South, it is the most useless thing. Like, there's, bro, like, let me get a little patriotic here, but like, our army isn't fighting on the border for nothing. Like, if you're going to sit in India and be like, oh, tu North ka, main South ka, like, bhai, aise chalega hi nahi. Might as well embrace who you are, embrace yourself as an Indian and work towards improving India. There's a lot of like, I mean, you should be, my economics teacher always used to tell, like, you should be in a country and you should be, you know, in a position to criticize the shortcomings of that country. I love India. I don't think I ever want to like shift out of India, but I also recognize that there are shortcomings in our country, right? There's obviously like a lot of things that our country has to work on. So when you start embracing yourself as an Indian, when you think of India as your home, I think all differences start to eliminate. And so if anybody asks me if I'm Indian or not, I don't care. Like, I'm either from Bangalore or I'm Indian. That's about it. Bangalore obviously is like my little baby, but
but be Indian, right? Like, why you like creating division within India also?
Like, there's a lot of external powers that are already trying to create divisions among us. Don't be that. Like, sab bhai bhai hai, bro. Like, it third grade textbook mein acha lagta hai ki Hindu Muslim bhai bhai, Hindu ye bhai bhai, but at the end of the day sab hai bhai bhai. Like, just embrace that. And bro, like, I keep saying this, like, life is too short to like hate people and to hate yourself
and to create issues out of these minute topics. Just because he's from somewhere else or he was born somewhere else and I'm hating him because of that. Yeah, life is genuinely too short to bother yourself with that.
Correct, because you're not going to be on a deathbed and be like, oh, this is. I feel like you're going to be on a deathbed and you're only going to reminisce all the meaningful connections you made through life. So yeah,
that's true. Yeah, because when I like came to Bangalore, I noticed the Kannadigas versus the us people a lot, and it took a toll on me for a while. And I used to like bitch about Bangalore, and I used to be like, "Ye kya hai? In log Kannadigas ko problem kya hai? Matlab main reh raha hu to," and all that. Eventually, I just embraced it.
But I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you what Kannadigas value. if you put like a little effort into like learning the
That
language,
I
they're happy.
noticed.
They're
That
happy,
I've
bro. Like even if you tell like Kannada gottilla, kalita idini, they'll be happy. They're like, oh, I don't know Kannada, but I'm learning. They're happy with that only. And honestly, bhai, tum Karnataka mein reh rahe ho, tum idhar ka pani aur sab pee rahe ho, and then you're like, it's like you don't want to communicate. If you go to France, you won't have the same attitude. I feel like you learn basic conversational phrases and go there. Then why here you want? Yeah, I speak Hindi at home, but bhai, I have no this. I will learn Kannada, bro, and there's a reason why I learned Kannada because I'm staying here. I need to know how the locals work, right? So whenever people come in, they're like, 4 साल की तो बात है, कन्नड़ा सीख के करूंगी क्या भाई? 4 साल रह रहे हो, 4 साल इधर का पानी पी रहे हो, सीख लो. It's not that deep, but yeah.
That's true. No, this thing is also there in Paris and all. By the way, I've been to Paris, and over there also there's this norm that the local Paris people really hate outside, like the same kind of image that Kannadigas have against us.
The snobby.
Yeah, it's the same with Paris people as well. So वो तो worldwide है, and you're right. People should make an effort to at least show them that we're grateful that we're living here or something
Correct.
like that.
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
Basic conversational skills, but it's not that hard. Like when you go to Paris, you'll be like, oh, come to the You'll at least learn a little bit of this thing. Why do you
try like you because you feel like I'm proud of I know French. Correct. But like you have this sense that Kannadiga, why should I know Kannadiga? That kind of mindset people have against India. Like we Indians have our own inferiority thing with India.
Yes.
इसलिए हमारी country बढ़ नहीं रही है.
Bro, exactly. We all have like such an inferiority complex of like being Indians. But having said that, I feel like Gen Z in general, they're embracing their Indian culture because like there's a lot of, bro, like shout out to this brand called Nishorama. I feel like a lot of clothing brands now, they're trying to integrate Indian this thing and they're trying to put it out there on the world, on the stage for the world to see. And like we as Gen Z, we're actually embracing where we come from. And like how we're like being this thing, but start embracing yourself.
We as Gen Z are just looking at everything and then not listening to what our parents are saying about it and actually thinking about it. कि यार ये सही बोल रहे हैं कि नहीं, गलत है तो गलत है. Even if our parents are saying गलत है तो गलत है. That's the thing about us. Like even after I shifted here, वो सब problems तो हुई. उसके बाद I actually thought about it. I'm like यार मेरे को क्यों इतनी इंडिया से problem है? Yeah, okay, I've been NRI my whole life. I get it, but like India is an amazing country. Like that's when I started thinking about all this, that at least the next 10 years of my life I want to spend here only.
Oh, that's nice.
That's something, yeah.
Hopefully in the next 10 years of your life you're able to get out of NCPalia because
100%.
This is not living. I'm so sorry.
I really want to live in Jayanagar, Indiranagar and these places.
Oh my god, Jayanagar, Indiranagar, babe, the real... Oh shit, no.
What?
I told just conversationally. Anyway, the real estate prices in Jayanagar, Indiranagar, they're terrible. But if you're able to, you're hitting the jackpot if you're like getting a very this thing. But yeah, how much do you pay for like rent here in general?
18,000.
Yeah,
that's like in SG Palia, whatever flats I saw, 25,000. उन लोग का hall का size ये था.
Correct.
Like this was the size of the hall. So this is Tavarkere में थोड़ा दूर आ गया SG Palia से, and then I found this flat and I saw the hall size. I'm like, okay, it's massive. 18,000 makes sense for it.
Makes sense.
But SG Palia was way too expensive. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all we're gonna do for today. It was really nice.
It was really nice talking to you as well.
पता नहीं क्या topics के बारे में बात हुई. I'm gonna watch the entire thing and then note everything down.
Anything that's about my personal life, you please cut it out.
For sure. Okay, chalo. That's it for today, and then we will see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
What is your